Hello, good day to you. Thank you for joining me. My name is Dennis, and this is my art channel. Today, we're going to be doing a few drawings. I guess one drawing, a compilation drawing, a montage, if you will, of just a amalgamation of objects in my room, or in my studio, on my mainly stuff that I found on my desk, to be honest. But we're starting out with something even chiller, just a relaxed doodle, something to get the hand moving and the mind flexing. Using the Pentel pocket brush with standard black pigment, and the first thing we're gonna draw is that very same pocket brush, just not the one that I'm drawing with, one that's sitting here on the table, steady, ready to be used, but resting for the moment. Going into this pen with as minimal of line work as possible. I think when I was in school, they would call that sort of a contour drawing, where you would try to minimize the amount of sketchiness by trying to do one single kind of outline of the object or the subject of your drawing. In this case, not totally going on there, but I feel like I'm trying to adhere to some of that kind of principle to simplify these more complicated objects. You might remember this one from my previous videos and my watercolor videos, ox gall bottle. Got quite an interesting kind of wedge shape. Reminds me a bit of a boot now that it's on the page. But moving on, we've got a kneaded eraser that my friend compressed into this solid cube, and it's got a little bit of this texture around it that, it's a rubbery, soft, but it's also holding form where the fingers pressed it together to form the cube itself. And here we have a mini devil fruit. I believe this is the Barbaranomi, the devil fruit that Buggy the Clown eats in the One Piece manga anime series. It allows him to split himself into any number of parts, and uses his powers, I feel, mainly for comedic effect rather than anything super menacing or functional as far as a fighting show goes. But it's a really interesting fruit. It's sort of like a pineapple. I guess that's we consider like a multi-fruit with like all these individual kind of fruits combining into one big fruit. I kind of want to just tear off one little piece and just try it out. Although I guess that's why there's a warning on the label for this little toy devil fruit, saying that it's a choking hazard, since it's tempting to eat the devil fruit, but it's definitely, you might see the devil if you eat it. You know what I mean? It's not a good idea. Please don't do that. Instead, adding some shading in between the joints of these little fruits to give it a bit of definition, a bit of pop up off of the page. Up next is a giant clip. I forget where I got this clip from, but it's quite useful for all sorts of clipping kind of needs. I've got it on my desk to mainly to keep like a reference book open when I'm drawing, but in this case the clip is the reference itself, and I feel like this is probably one of the better kind of representations I've done so far here, although it's noticeable how much plumper my rendition of this clip is, but I don't think I'm going for total 100% accurate proportions here. More so the proper feeling and the putting some extra effort into the lighting and rendering of the objects so that they have a sort of a consistent, not necessarily like all these objects might not necessarily have the same perspective as I'm putting them in different places, and both on the page and on my desk for reference. But even though they may not necessarily be the same perspective, it's still all lit by the same source, so keeping to pretty accurate lighting and shading will hopefully lead to this end drawing having a bit more cohesion between all of the randomness of the objects. This one is, I think, one of the more fun objects that I've chosen here. Is a neat little hand fan, and I really like the shape and the lines that this one asked for. Let me know what you think about these little drawings, if there's a particular one that stands out to you, or if you're into drawing yourself, if this is a exercise that you do. I feel like this is very much a creativity friendly kind of exercise to just flex the arms, flex the creative muscles without necessarily having to go too far out of your comfort zones. Just picking out random things around you in your environment and drawing them. I have a lot of fun with this, I think, because as the page fills up, I'm forced to have intersections between all the different objects, and even though I didn't display them in front of me all at once into like still life, like I think of Dutch paintings and Fleming paintings from you see in like the National Gallery and stuff. I'm not super arranging anything, and if I had to think of an artist that I'm sort of inspired by for this kind of work, would be maybe the Picasso, where it was doing the still lives, but from different perspectives to flatten certain areas and have different multiple perspectives in the same still life, but not necessarily going for like a still life kind of composition here. I'm more playfully connecting these objects. A lot of them are, I feel, just tools in the studio, tools in the artist studio. This right here is just a palette knife, regular old palette knife, nothing too special here. But while I have it in real life, seen on the sketchbook, in my sketchbook, I've drawn it sprawled across a empty paint cartridge, a roll of tape, and the pen that I'm drawing with. So there's something new that's said by that relationship, by trying to sort of connect them on my own drawing rather than how they are on video, how they are sitting on my desk. It's like this pencil pouch encompassing the entire top left corner, holding my buggy fruit and my ox skull, and this hat also intersecting with the watercolor spray, the acrylic paint, and the hand fan, even touching the bigger fruit a little bit. I'm not sure why I drew the fruit twice. I think I just really enjoyed the shape of that one. It's not like I was gonna go up, get a pineapple and get an actual fruit for this. I think a toy fruit works a little better. I also don't mind using these little pieces of litter for the drawing, just a lens wipe kind of package, and just crumpled up tissue. Here's a pencil sharpener, quite a iconic, recognizable kind of thing, although not so sure it's recognizable in that corner of the page, but I feel like it closes the composition a little bit, having it in that corner. That's probably why I put it there. Here is a watercolor palette. Just a little part of it though, as it's totally off the page. And there's a couple of white areas left without much connection. And I think that's fine, but we're going to still add a couple little objects to sweeten it out, add some details, and finish it up. This is just a bag of dice, and this is just a watercolor pencil. Taking extra care to make those straight pencil lines. Of course, they can't be perfectly straight, but I tried my best. And for the final object, we're gonna paint the pen that we're drawing with. I think that's a nice way to close it out. Let me know what you think. Let me know if this is something that's interested you. Really curious. And if you liked the video, please leave it a like. And if you want to see more, I release videos every week, usually every Friday. So please subscribe if you want to join my art journey. Thank you so much once again for watching. I hope to see you next week. Enjoy the weekend, and now that the holidays are up, hope you have a great winter break if you have that. If not, either way, I hope you have a great end of the year. That's really what I'm getting to. I'm still going to be releasing videos around the new year, so don't fret. I have a couple of nice little ideas in store, so look forward to that. You can see the mess that I've made. I'm trying to make this drawing. That's gonna be a little cleanup for later. After I finished editing this one. But yeah, thank you for sticking around so long. I think a couple of... I'm trying to add end cards to these videos, so you might see a recommended video pop up right about now. Thank you for sticking around this long if you're still here. Check out that buggy fruit. It's a cool fruit. Thank you. Peace.